Alright, we're starting with the same zenithal primer that we started with in the Batman video. You can check the link up above if you want to see how we got to this point. But we're going to kick it off right from here. And of course, we need to start with Catwoman's face. There's very little skin at all on this model, so using flat flesh here. And it's going to be very, very simple. Just that little bit that's showing in her, below her eyes and above her chin. Now we go to black. And this is obviously, if you know who Catwoman is, this is pretty much the main color that you're using for the entire model. So we're going to coat her completely in black, using that zenithal prime to hopefully help us see where highlights should be, considering black is such a difficult one to highlight. Now we're going in with German gray. And German gray is going to be our first highlight because it does a really nice job of blending the world of black with the world of not black, and in this case gray. German gray is a very good first step to work off of. Now, painting black is pretty difficult. I would say it's probably the hardest color to paint. I know a lot of people complain about yellow and white, but personally I find them much easier. I think black is much harder to make it look great. It's very easy to make it look good. It's very hard to make it look great. But follow where those zenithal primes are and put your German gray there to start all of your highlights. Then I shifted over to Mechanicus standard gray. And this is because Catwoman is in sort of a latex bodysuit. And so she's going to be really shiny. So we're going to do a Mechanicus standard gray highlights here. And I'm not sure if I put it in here. We'll see in the next clip, I guess. It's been a while since I actually recorded and edited this. I'm just now doing the voiceover. We'll see if I recorded doing the next highlight. And I did. Okay, so I added even more Ivory to this Mechanicus standard gray because I really wanted some bright highlights, and you can start to see them now. You can see on her chest, on her thighs, on the whip. There's some pretty bright highlights there, and that's just to make her look like she's wearing latex that's very, very shiny. I have Wolf Gray here, and I'm doing that for the metallic buckle that's on her waist, and there's one on each of her shoes. And I feel like this is a really good way to do a very quick non-metallic metal that looks like shiny metal but doesn't take a ton of work. So I then mix some of that ivory back into the flat flesh, and I'm highlighting up Catwoman's face. And because there's so little of it, it doesn't take a ton of work. I think just a layer or two of highlights of just a little bit more ivory in there works wonders. And then we're using the ivory plane to highlight just the bottom and the top side of the buckles. So you don't want to do the sides of the buckle. You want those to be a little bit darker than the top and the bottom to be a little bit brighter. Here I'm going back in with black, and I'm making sure that all around the eye holes, she's wearing goggles, and you want to make sure that those are nice and solidly black before you move on to the next step, which is painting those goggles. So I'm doing an extreme close-up here, and you can see that I made her look like an alien because the goggles are not formed 100% well. And if you're a better skilled painter than I am, you can definitely get in there and make them look more manageable. But here's really the key part. So after using that black, I went in with flat red to give the glow, like the glowing red look of her infrared goggles. And then I use white after it dries to just put a little dot on there and make it reflective. And that's it for this model. If you want to see how I did the base, you can check out the Batman video and you'll see what I'm doing for the base for these guys. And I think she's super easy, and this is a great model to start with if you're learning how to paint and you want to figure out how how to make things look glossy and shiny, she is a great one to work on. But thank you so much all for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Comment which model you want to see next. I greatly appreciate it. I welcome all congratulations and criticisms, and I'll see you all next time. New outro, I know. If you want to watch more in this series, click right here. If you would like to watch another video in a completely different series, click right here. And if you'd like an easy way to subscribe, other than clicking down below, even though it's right there and it says subscribe, you can click on this little picture right here. That also works.